Hey guys! Today I'm going to be decorating a two-tier heart cake, my first two-tier heart cake if I may add. So I'm very excited, but in this video I'm going to be showing you what I did from start to finish, so sit tight and let's decorate. Okay, so first things first, this is a 7-inch vanilla sponge and I'm using Lotus Biscoff buttercream, filling the center with Biscoff spread and topping that off with, you guessed it, more Biscoff biscuits. As you can tell, this birthday girl loves Biscoff, and I don't blame her. So most of you may know by now, but I don't actually use heart cake pans for my heart cakes. I just use a round tin and then cut the shape myself. I do have a tutorial of that in my tutorials playlist if you want to know how I do it. But yeah, that's the 7-inch cake done. Now onto my top tier. I'm using a 5-inch cake, so the dimensions are 7 inches on the bottom and then 5 inches on top. And I always layer my cakes with simple syrup. That just helps keep in the moisture. And then I'm doing a buttercream down just to keep in all of that filling and topping it off with another cake. Like, come on, it's literally like building. Sorry, that was really bad describing, but I am writing my ebook currently, literally about all of these skills, so stay tuned for that and I'll be a lot more coherent in writing. But anyway, on to the crumb coat, guys. I did ganache, and you know my feud with ganache. Okay, we are working on something and I was impatient and I did not let my ganache set fully, so it was really runny and really difficult to work with, but I will not let ganache embarrass me again. So we persevered and what? It came out cute, so that's a win for me. Okay, when it comes to doweling, I can dowel a round cake, so I'm sure it's the same science doweling a heart cake. So I just traced out the shape of my heart and then I put 4 dowels in all of the corners, and then now I'm covering my cake in ganache. If you're wondering, Jane, why are you working with ganache so much? Basically, the birthday girl was traveling from Birmingham on the train to come and collect this cake, so I had to make sure it was stable. So even though me and ganache aren't on speaking terms right now, I had to whip her up because no way this cake is collapsing on me. No. So yeah, this is all in ganache. And I know somebody's gonna ask, how did you color your ganache? I just used the Sugar and Crumbs cocoa colors in pink. Those are food gels specifically made for dyeing chocolate, but you can literally use any gel color as long as it doesn't have water. Just read the ingredients. I was gonna say instructions, the hell. Anyway, like I said, this is my first 2-tier heart cake, so I've probably done this wrong, but rather than building my 5-inch cake on top of the cake card, I cut the card separately and then stuck that directly on my 7-inch tier. And I did this because I thought it'd be easier. And to be honest, it was easier. Like I said, I don't know if this is right, but it works for me and this is how it's looking so far. Now we're getting into the decor part of things. So this is actually going to be a picture cake. This is where I get all of my edible images from, cakeshop.com. And yeah, this is actually my first picture cake. I guess this video is just a bunch of firsts. I love it. Sophia the first. Anyway, what I like to do is I roll out a thin layer of fondant and I place my edible image on there. And this is what I'm going to be putting all around the cake. Again, I just watched a bunch of TikToks and tutorials on this and it was surprisingly easy. Like, if I can do it, you can do it. Yeah, I believe in you. Also, I'm applying water onto my cake because fondant sticks really easily to water, so that's how I'm doing this magic. But can I just say, I'm actually annoyed because why this time I worked with ganache? It came out perfect, not a crack in sight. And then I go and cover it all in pictures. You can't even see all the work I've done, but it's okay. On to piping. I used my 4B piping tip for the larger shells and then my 22 piping tip for the smaller shells. And this is all in ganache, by the way. Obviously, I had to add a crown, and then now I'm using my 18 piping tip to do this black reverse shell border. Listen, if this cake could talk, it would literally say, Betty, Betty, shot a clock. Like, this is a baddie cake, and she's turning 21, so obviously I had to add glitz and glamour. Before anyone asks, no, these aren't edible, but I did wash all of the inedible items on this cake before placing them on, so don't worry about that, don't worry about that. But in her inquiry, she literally said that she wanted this cake to be big, blingy, glammy, Beyonce, like she wanted all of it. And I gave her all of it because what? I am a magician. No, I'm not. Hey, God forbid. But yeah, guys, she was so happy with her cake. Even I'm so happy with this cake, considering it's my first one as well. I ate that. But yeah, it's so sparkly, so girly, literally everything that she asked for. And yeah, the cake made it in one piece back to Birmingham. So as always, let me know what you guys think. Bye, cuties.